the best way to spray bumper or plastics, black plastics. Here's the before and I'll show you a quick after. So you'll see here, this is actually a very good idea. I've seen a few videos online about heat guns where you can heat the plastic and get it back to black. That hasn't really worked for me. I've tried it on my scooter and about 2 or 3 days later it goes back to normal, because what tends to happen is there's oils in the plastic and the heat gun heats that up and then makes it look like it's black, but a few days later it's not going to last. So here is a way that I've done it where it lasts a lot longer. Firstly, I took the mud guard off. I have a motorcycle that I'm restoring, a 42-year-old Honda, and what I'm doing here now is I'm actually using a variety of grit sandpapers, and you can start from 100 moving up to 2 and then 4 and then 6 and 800 and 1200, depending on if you have any scratches on your plastic. However, it will be a good idea to scuff it up a bit, because it promotes the spray sticking to the plastic and not flaking off afterwards. Now there's a few ways you can do this. I'll show you how I did it, and this is exactly what I'm using here. So there's some stickers on here like the old brake red sticker pad. I'm using some glue gun to get rid of the sticky pad to make this a nice clean surface so we can spray our black trim bumper. It can be a number of different things that you can use this technique with, and I'm going to show you the full process from start to finish. So you will see me spraying it and how many coats I did, and I actually did it real time for the spraying section so you can see how long I spent spraying it. So here the main key is preparation, so getting it nice and even, giving it a good sand, keeping it smooth using a variety of grit sandpapers. For reference, I'll put a link in the description for a sandpaper kit you can get. But here you can see after the sandpapering it kind of roughed up everything, and then I washed it down and used a toothbrush and a wire brush just to get rid of any residue on the plastic. Now here is a good trick. You can actually get additional things to help wash plastics and get it ready for painting. So what I used was an actual it's like a pre-wash for non-sanding, so it actually cleans up everything nicely. And you can see here I washed it a couple of times to get rid of as much grime and dirt as possible, including the little plastics that I sanded off, and using a toothbrush made sure it got through all those crevices, and I can feel it nice and rough, so it actually worked nicely. So you can hear this HG, it's like a paint wash, and it gets it ready for painting, so it gets rid of everything from the surface. And the mix wise, it's like 1 part this to 10 parts water, and you basically use a sponge and it froths up and it gets rid of all the residue on the plastic, so it works very nicely. I'm spraying this black again, and I'm using matte black spray, so I don't want it to be shiny. I want it to be plastic mudguard like looking. You have to wash it off very intensely, so make sure you get all of this off when you're going to be spraying. I washed it off twice and used a sponge twice as well, just to make sure that it was as clean as possible. Remember earlier I said half of this process is getting it prepped in the right condition, so make sure you sand it down to get rid of any scratches. You wash it, clean it thoroughly, and when you're using any type of soap or this pre-wash that I used, it actually made it nice and sticky and rough. So there wasn't any oil or anything left on here. Get it dry. I shook off any excess moisture water, used an old towel just to wipe it down, and then I looked at it and decided that it was ready to actually get into the garage for a spray job. So I hung it up from a wire in the center of the garage, and because I have an enclosed space, I actually was lucky enough to just spray it standing up. But I'll show you now a real-time spray job and how it actually works. So you'll see it's hanged up here. I looked at a few options for primer. I was thinking about primering it and then spraying it, but the matte black paint I had did not need to get a primer coat, so I actually went straight on with a thin coat and then a thicker coat. So what I'll show you here now is a quick light dusting. This is real time. So as you're working around this, just keep it nice and steady and light as possible. The multiple coats helps a lot. So I'll show you after this dusting how it looked, and this is exactly how long I spent with this section. So it gives you a good idea that it doesn't have to take too long for the spraying section. The main section was obviously getting it ready for this bit. So now I'm giving it a light coat all over just to see how it sticks, and I was pleased that it was giving us a nice coating. and then we have a quick look at it. I'll show you a quick view of how it looks right now. So you'll see it's got a dusting on there, it's got black paint in bits, and it's not really smooth at all. However, as I do the second coat, you'll see I left this to dry for about 10 minutes, and then I came back to do the second coat, and that's when I was a bit more heavy with it. So now here's a second coat, and I'm going to give you a real view of this. So I'm recording this as I'm doing it, and it was really quite smelly, so I got my mask on. Make sure you're wearing the right things, because this isn't good for your lungs. So I started with a spray job, spraying off the panel and then over, and then stopping and then going over again, which lets you get a nice even coat. I wasn't too far away, but about 30 centimeters away gave me a good covering on it. This can is 250 milliliters, and I was able to get 2 nice coats on there without having to worry. So if you're doing something of this size, 1 bottle of this spray at 250 milliliters would actually be adequate. I still have some left over, and I have got my dials that I need to do, so I will get another can and do my dials as well on the motorcycle, because they're a bit dusty and they're not actually black anymore. And like I mentioned earlier, the heat gun trick, a few people have suggested it to me, but having done that in the past on one of my scooters, I noticed that after 2 days it actually doesn't work anymore, and this way is a longer term solution and it's getting it done properly. So we're going to get it a good coat of paint, and then we know that we're good and we don't have to worry about getting a heat gun out and trying to do a temporary fix. And I know so it has worked for some people, so it may be possible that some plastics are different to other plastics, so it might work in some scenarios. But overall, I was happy with this little black spray paint cover. It was glossy here, but it is matte black. Once it dries, it actually looks very nice, and it looks like a almost new bumper black trim. So I'll show you a few clips as it dries so you can see exactly how it looked. And I'll get a last few little sections that I noticed under the brake light, where the brake light will go underneath that section. There was a bit of spots, so I just gave it a few little touch-ups there as it dried up. And I'll show you a quick overview here now, so you can see as it dries it actually went matte, and it looked a lot nicer, not any shining. It looked like a normal black bumper, and I was very pleased with the result. It actually looked a lot better than I thought it would do, considering I didn't really prime it, and the sandpaper worked well as well. So you can see here's the before. This is kind of really bad, and it's those are spots where the number plate was, where it wasn't really good, and then the after, where you can see the nice clear black smooth paint. So hopefully this helps you if you're thinking about this project. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and make sure to follow my process with my motorcycle restore. I'm at the spraying section now, so you'll see a lot more about the tank and panels being sprayed. I'll see you on the next video.